Libra, a blessing in disguise for you this year is that you are truly going to see people's true colors, and the snakes, the fakes, and the one-sided connections within your universe are being removed courtesy of the cosmos. Hi, my name is Haley Comet, and welcome to my Cosmic Corner of the Internet, where we discuss all things astrology, and today, all things the 12 Days of Cosmos Libra 2024 forecast. What is ahead for the scales? What are the major themes that are ahead in 2024? And furthermore, how you can lean into these transits in order to make the year ahead the most magical and the most harmonious as possible, because I know you Venusians do enjoy harmony. So this video will be the most relevant for Libra suns and Libra risings. You are so welcome to listen if you do have other Libra placements, but some of the techniques, the house techniques, are derived from whole sign houses or solar houses, thus Libra risings and Libra suns. Make sure to check out the 12 Days of Cosmos playlist to check out your placements. New videos are posted every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we're moving backwards in order until all 12 signs are live. And just in case you are not familiar with me or my work, hi, my name is Haley Comet, and a huge part of everything that I do here on my channel and just within my work overall is really around sharing how to leverage astrology as a tool. Within this video, we will talk deeply about what is ahead for you within the next year, and I want to let you know I always strive to prepare you for these themes. It is never my intention to fearmonger, to inspire any fear. I just want to let you know what is ahead for you, and furthermore, how you can align yourself to these energies in order to flow with where the universe is guiding you. And Libra, moving into this year, I want to let you know not every loss is truly a loss. This is a year that the universe is going to give you the gift of clarity, particularly around your connections. You are going to be able to see people clearly this year. And some realizations can be a little heartbreaking. You may find that certain people within your orbit, certain relationships that you have, the people are not who you thought that they were. And I want to let you know that if sneaky information is revealed this year, that was the universe looking out for you. Not every loss is truly a loss. Not every removal of a connection is truly sad when we consider from a higher level that the universe is working for us and not against us. But you're going to have some trust this year. You're going to have to surrender to what is coming up, because it is a very transformative year. And sometimes when we have that eye-opening scenario, when we see someone's true colors, there can be that moment around feeling sad and grieving that connection, what that connection could be. But one thing I can tell you, Libra, is that if somebody departs your life this year, it was not meant to be. If someone departs your life this year, the universe knew that person was getting in the way of your growth. If someone departs your life this year, that is someone who is destructive to your journey long term. This is an important year for trust. So we'll be breaking down these transits, what you need to know about them. We'll also dive into some soul-centered celestial affirmations so that you are able to continue to hold the vibration around the highest frequency of these transits unfolding. I just want to repeat, I know a lot of these themes sound intense. It's not my intention to scare you. I simply want to prepare you for the year ahead, because Libra, one thing's for sure, it's a powerful one. So Libra, in painting a picture for your 2024, I want to firstly start with the defining transit of 2024. So this is basically, if you were to cut away all of the noise of all of the transits and boil down what 2024 will be about into one transit, this is the transit that I would select, and that is South Node transiting your sign, Libra. And while all Libras will feel the influences that I'm about to share with you, I want you to pay special attention. If you observe that you have Libra placements between 1 to 21 degrees Libra, that means you will have a South Node conjunction within the year 2024. And these themes are punctuated even more so if you observe that you have Libra placements at the specific degrees of the eclipses within 2024, which is 5 degrees, 10 degrees, and 19 degrees. That means that the eclipses will land right on your placements, making it even more dramatic, even more turbulent. And I'll be honest with you, Libra, having South Node transit your sign can make for a very confusing transition. You are going through a year in which there will be pockets of time that you do not recognize yourself. There will be moments that you will feel lost and you will feel confused, and that's because you are in the in-between. You are evolving into something else and you are shedding ways that you have been prior. But I want to let you know, Libra, not every loss is truly a loss. Not everything that you let go of is something to grieve and to mourn and to cling to. Sometimes we gain the most when we let go of what no longer serves us. And that's what this transit is about. And a lot of what it is that you are letting go of this year is an outdated identity. See, Libra is the sign that has to do with one-to-one connections, keeping the peace, being what other people want you to be. Certainly, people within your universe are so lucky to have someone like you in their corner because you really are all about the people within your life. You really are the ideal friend and partner and spouse. But you're observing within this year how much being the perfect friend and partner and spouse came before being yourself. You're seeing the shadow side of the Libra energy. You're seeing how you have outsourced your validation to other people. You're seeing how you have identified with being the one who always keeps the peace, who always puts other people's comfort and happiness above your own, who always is pretty and polished and put together, who's always the one that you can rely on, who will always be there for you even if you're not there for them, who is a pushover. You're starting to see these patterns awakening within you. Not every loss is truly a loss. This is a year that you are stepping into fiercely, setting boundaries, stating your needs within your connections, because you cannot lose a real connection by saying something that you need. You cannot lose a real connection by establishing a boundary. You cannot lose a real connection by being honest about how it is that you feel. If people depart your universe this year, Libra, those were not real connections. You are realizing this year that you deserve to have agency within your connections. Some of you have been ingrained with this energy that to be liked, you need to mold into what other people want you to be. And you're observing how empty that has left you, how other people have been siphoning and taking from you. And this is a year, we'll talk about your other transits, but you truly don't have time for it. You're really valuing honesty and integrity within your connections. And certainly with connections that are real and grounded, you can find you're really able to state your boundaries and assert what it is that you need and really grow within connections. A lot of Libras, fated new connections can be coming into your universe, but it all starts with self. It all starts with understanding that you are worthy of allowing your voice to be heard within relationships, that you do not have to be pretty and polished all of the time. Like North Node is in your opposite sign, Aries, which is raw, instinctive. This is the first sign of the zodiac. It's basically the part of us that is who it is that we are before we were told that we have to have it all together and be concerned about everybody else beyond ourselves. And you are basically stepping this energy around. I am tired. I am tired of putting everybody above myself. I am tired of being at the beck and call for other people who would not be at the beck and call for me. I am tired of having to deal with other people's anger, but never being able to assert or advocate for my own. You're just tired and you don't have the energy for it any longer this year, Libra. And you're just realizing how much energy it takes for you to be dialed into everybody else and to mold yourself into what other people want you to be. You're wanting to embrace this Aries energy around giving less of an F. You want to care less, honestly, and you're honoring and celebrating the connections that allow you to be this very raw, instinctive part of yourself. But I want to prepare you that some connections might not be able to meet you there. Those are not the connections you need to be in. You cannot lose a real connection by being honest and by being authentic, okay? You can only lose users. And if you see people's true colors, the universe is looking out for you. The universe is protecting you. If there is rejection this year, it is for your protection. But that doesn't make it any less heartbreaking. To a big picture level, like I said, not every loss is truly a loss. Even if you lose people who you thought were your friends, it is not truly a loss to a bigger picture. This is helping your growth along. And the reason I know this is because the transit I'm talking about, South Node, is a very karmic placement. So it's basically fated entrances and exits. And these nodes, these karmic nodes, are going through self and others. So you are experiencing some shakeups within relationships, and you need to allow the flow of what's meant to be to come in and what's meant to depart leave. Because even if it's chaotic and erratic at the time being, and you'll feel this energy accentuate around the eclipses, it is truly for your highest and best good, even if you cannot see it at this time. And it might take some time to really see the blessings around, oh, I see why I can't be friends with that person any longer, or oh, I see why I had to leave that relationship. That clarity will come. You may not find it this year, Libra, because with the energy of South Node, like I said, it can feel very muddy, it can feel very confusing, and you're being asked to lean into deep surrender and deep trust, especially with Jupiter transiting your 8th house for the beginning portion of the year. You're being asked to work that muscle of trust, and to know that the universe is taking the trash out, essentially. So if someone's exposed, if you learn something about someone, if you match someone's energy and they freak out and make you the bad guy, that is the universe revealing to you who you are surrounded by. But again, I don't mean to be all Debbie Downer. It's not just about fated exits. It's also fated entrances, because North Node is gain, and it's going into the sector of relationships. So a lot of my clients who have this transit, oftentimes there can be a breakup, but then they meet somebody even more aligned, or a friend departs their life and then someone comes in. Like sometimes we do have to allow space for the universe to bless us or bring new things into our life. So trust. The universe is low-key a revolving door this year. Okay, around the wrong connections are departing for the right ones to come in, and it's going to feel chaotic for you, Libra, in the interim, and you're going to really work that muscle around attuning to what makes you feel grounded and anchored, particularly since you are evolving. When we talk about South Node, it is a placement that has to do with loss and release, and it's going through the 1st house of self. Again, you're not losing yourself. There could be moments that you don't recognize yourself. You're releasing outdated versions of yourself. You're releasing identifying yourself only via the gaze of other people, only via the validation of other people, only via pleasing other people and being told that you're good enough. That is the version of you that you are shedding, like a snake shedding a skin. You are letting go of that. So leaning into the South Node energy by just contemplating, what am I ready to release? How is a way that I have seen myself that I no longer want to identify myself as? Even outside of connections, contemplate other ways that you have viewed yourself. Oh, I'm a workaholic, I can't help it. Or, oh, I'm an empath, I can't help it that I take on everyone's emotions. Like really contemplate how it is that you are framing the narrative of your life, and if it's serving you, and if you're ready to release it. And with South Node in the 1st house, you could find at certain iterations that you're feeling less strong. You could be feeling less capable. You might be leaning on connections within your life a little bit more, which is how the universe is going to show you who people's true colors are. Because you are someone where you are there for the people in your life. If someone calls you in the middle of the night and needs a ride, you are there. You are the shoulder to cry on. You are the ear who will listen and give genuine and balanced advice. You are that person. And there might be certain scenarios that come up within your 2024 that you are needing some space. You are needing that same energy in return. You're needing someone to pick you up when it's middle of the night and you're stranded. You're needing someone to listen to your plights. You're needing someone to be able to hold space for your grief. And that's how you're going to figure out who people really are, because you're going to see who's going to hold that space. And you might find some of your friends, some of your connections really rise up to the challenge. They're able to hold space and be there for you. But I want to prepare you that you might be surprised by the individuals who are not able to meet and match your energy. And so there can be certain parts of your identity that feel a little shaky. You don't recognize yourself. Your aesthetic could be going through a major shift, a major upheaval. Your perspective on life can be going through some sort of release. And I want to highlight that some of you might be navigating some sort of loss within your universe. Again, no fear whatsoever. We're not putting anything out. All I'm saying is with South Node in the 1st house, there can be a grieving process. Again, not necessarily grieving a person. You could be grieving your prior self, your prior life, the life that you could have had with this person, the best friendship you could have had with this person had they been able to show up. There can be an energy around grieving what could have been or what was. But the only option, especially when you have South Node within your sign, is to choose evolution, choose transformation, let go of what was, and be gentle with yourself. You might be navigating navigating some intense emotions. There can be change alive within your universe, and you deserve to have space held for you. You deserve to have your plight be heard. You deserve to have a shoulder to cry on. And I want you to lean on the connections within your world. You're really going to see who's able to hold that space for you that you deserve, Libra, as you are navigating this liminal space of a year. So when we talk about nodes, what we're talking about is eclipses. So all of this energy of South Node in Libra will be particularly punctuated around the eclipses, which are the following dates. On March 25th, we have a lunar eclipse in 5 degrees Libra, and this is on the South Node. March, you are going to see some true colors. This is going to accentuate all of those themes that I was talking about, because full moon is epiphany, aha, secrets revealed energy, and it's on the South Node, which signals a letting go. It signals a release. I always think of South Node as a vacuum sensation, that it sucks away what is not meant to be there, right? And you're taking the trash out. But the thing is that sometimes these reveals can be quite shocking. And this can be an aha moment around these behaviors that I've been talking about, around people pleasing or looking for validation elsewhere, needing to be in a relationship. Okay, some Libras are choosing to be intentionally single this year. I know it's not easy, okay, but a lot of you are really choosing to love yourself first, which I know is so cliche. I know we hear that all the time, but you are realizing that this tendency to bridge from relationship to relationship to relationship is not giving you the space to figure out who it is that you are and what it is that you truly want. So some Libras could be shedding an identity around always being in a relationship, or some of you are going through a breakup. You're going through a release of a relationship, so you're no longer identifying around, I'm this person's husband, I'm this person's wife. You're figuring out, who am I? And it's a process, it's a transition. And that eclipse, with the lunar eclipse on the South Node, there can be an awareness around a certain pattern that you are ready to release. On April 8th, we have a solar eclipse at 19 degrees Aries. So this is a new start solar eclipse on the North Node that's launching you forward. Pay attention to who you meet in April, okay? Around eclipses, that is fated people coming into your universe. And eclipses do echo out for the next 6 months, so it's not just April, but certainly pay attention to who exits and enters your life around eclipses. That is absolutely the universe is doing, okay? Bringing that person into your life who will accelerate your growth. It's not saying that this person will be your one all be all, but pay attention to business partners, friends, relationships who come into your life, because they are springboarding your pathway forward. You are learning about yourself, that's the energy of Aries self, through the context of relationships. So pay attention to who comes into your experience. Honor the sacred mirrors that are showing up for you. Essentially, what it is that you are learning about yourself through bouncing your energy off others. And again, it's not merging and molding to their energy. It's seeing how it is that you can relate in a way where you are holding space, where you are asserting your boundaries. You are saying, no, I feel uncomfortable about that. No, that is not okay with me. No, I'm not going to laugh at your dumb joke. Like, you are really learning this year that it's safe to be you within connections. So also observing what it is that you are learning about yourself within connections. And then on October 2nd, we have a solar eclipse at 10 degrees Libra on the South Node. So this is a new start wrapped up in an ending. So again, now that you have released, whether it's the people or the version of yourself that does not serve, there's a new start for you, but it takes time. So just being gentle as you navigate this year. And again, those eclipses will be the most pronounced if you do have Libra placements around those degrees that I highlighted. Now there is another eclipse. It lands in Pisces, so it's a little less accentuated for you. That one's in September. Really just observing around eclipses how things are speeding up, particularly with people entering your life, people leaving your life, and epiphanies you're having around how it is that you see yourself and how it is that you've always seen yourself. So as we continue telling the story of your year, Libra, next we're going to pay attention to your ruling planet. So you are ruled by Venus, who will transit many different signs in the year 2024. It's less so about diving into every single aspect and every single ingress that it will have, as Venus changes signs quite frequently. It's more so around dialing into the big picture themes of its retrograde, of its becoming a morning star, evening star, what have you. So firstly, I want to say that your ruling planet Venus is headed direct all year long. And direct motion means you are moving forward within your universe, and that might not be something that feels clear at every moment in time. There can be an optical illusion this year that you are essentially stagnating or even falling behind, because for a lot of you, South Node transits have to do with letting go, and you have Pluto wrapping up a journey in the 4th house. Some of you could be moving or starting over within a new city. Some of you could be letting go of a relationship, as I highlighted. Some of you could even be letting go of a career path. And there could be a certain energy because you are shifting gears and transitioning. There could be an energy around feeling like you are falling behind or not progressing forward. But again, not every step back is truly a step back. Sometimes we have to contract in order to expand even more powerfully. It doesn't do you any good to rush to the top of the ladder if it's to the wrong wall. Sometimes these divine pivots are something that are truly aligned, even if you feel to a micro level that you are not progressing in life. You're like, dang, I have to start over. I'm moving in with my parents. Dang, I have to start over. I'm not doing this career path any longer. Dang, I have to get back into the dating scene because this relationship didn't work out. There could be a feeling around you're having to start over or start from square one, but it's an optical illusion, my love, because you are moving forward, and you're moving forward in a very actualized, empowered way. The losses and the letting go that you are experiencing within this year are paths that were not meant for you. Any doors that slam shut were not aligned for you. If the bus does not stop for you, Libra, that was not your bus. Like I said, this is a big year for trust and for surrender. And so with your ruling planet moving direct all year long, you are moving along. And those eclipses, they shake things up. They quicken timelines, okay? That's what eclipses are about, is timeline awakeners and activators and faded things entering our life, outdated things leaving our life. Things will quicken. So in the interim, you could have this energy around, I'm not moving forward, I'm starting over in this arena. It's an optical illusion. In 2024, you are moving forward. And you might feel like the timelines kind of progress around the eclipses particularly. But your ruling planet direct all year long, no retrogrades there. An energy I do want to get you attuned to when it comes to your ruling planet Venus is if she is a morning star or an evening star. So in the first portion of the year, from January 1st to April 28th, Venus is a morning star. This means she is visible in the morning time, as the name implies. And the first portion of the year is about true, genuine self-love. It is safe for you, Libra, to be a little selfish this year, particularly when Venus is a morning star. A lot of what it is that you are learning about yourself is around centering your own desires, around being able to follow what feels good, where you're experiencing pleasure. A lot of you could have found that you tether your own preferences to, oh, whatever you want, it's fine with whatever you want. When Venus is a morning star in the beginning portion of the year, you could really be centering yourself within your journey around which patterns within my home do I like to see? What do I like to do with my time? What do I like to eat? What do I like to cook? Like, that is really the emphasis and where a lot of your life's goal is. From April 28th until July 11th, Venus will not be visible. And then she is reborn July 11th. When Venus is no longer visible, there might be a rebirth process. I find it fascinating that Venus essentially switches over from being a morning star to no longer being visible after the eclipses. Maybe those eclipses kind of awaken something within you that you're feeling a call to want to kind of hide or retreat or withdraw your energy. But then Venus will be reborn as the evening star from July 11th until the end of the year. And evening star shifts the focus more so to connections, relationships. So like I said, Libra, it's not saying that all of you need to be intentionally single all year long. I do suggest that if you never have, which I know a lot of Libras never have. And if you've observed that you are attracting the same sort of patterns within relationships, things like codependency, not allowing your needs to be heard. With Venus being an evening star towards the latter half of the year, the focus and the life's goal is around connections. Like I said, with North Node transiting through the sector of your chart that has to do with one-to-one, faded people can enter your life. This won't always just be romantic relationships. Faded business partners, mentors, with Jupiter entering your 9th house, friends, what have you. A lot of the blessings that you're craving might come to you via others. And with Venus being an evening star in the latter portion of the year, there can be a lot of life school around those arenas and a real desire to want to harmonize and enjoy the connections within your life. But again, authentic connections. The fakes and the snakes are leaving your universe this year. That is a certainty. Another interesting theme that I want to tune into as it relates to Venus is that with the Mercury retrogrades this year, every single Mercury retrograde will aspect your ruler Venus, so they might be more accentuated for you, as well as Chiron. So let's firstly get you familiar with Chiron's story, and then we'll pull in what this means to have both of these planets involved with the Mercury retrograde. So Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer. It represents the parts that exist within us that are a bit raw, that are a bit tender, and you have Chiron transiting the 7th house, which has to do with one-to-one relationships. So a lot of you are healing codependency. You are healing what within you made you feel like you need to shut down when someone is mad at you. What it is within you makes you feel like you have to appease and make sure everybody else is okay and put other people's essentially happiness and comfort above your own. That behavior could come from a wounded place. And that's why I'm saying some Libras are being intentionally single this year in order to get to the root around where did these stories come from. And I want to highlight that if you have Libra placements between 15 to 23 degrees Libra, this Chiron energy will be activated within you. Around people can trigger you a little bit more so. Chiron brings things to the surface for the purpose of healing, for the purpose of renewal. So even within your interpersonal connections, because by no means do I want you to feel like every single Libra is going through a breakup this year, within interpersonal connections, there can be certain wounds or triggers brought to the surface for the purpose of the two of you growing beyond it. And maybe within past iterations of your journey, you've suppressed what is hurting within you. You've just kept the peace, kept a smile on. And this is a year that you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable, especially if you have a Chiron transit, but honestly for all Libras. And one other note on Chiron before I pull it into the Mercury retrograde, which is aspecting your ruler, which is why it's in this section. On March 5th, North Node and Chiron will conjoin at 17 degrees Aries. So if you have any Libra placements at 17 degrees Libra, that aspect will directly oppose your Libra placements. And I want to say we are experiencing growth and gain when we are vulnerable. So like I said, Libras can be an energy where they want to keep the peace. They want to make sure everybody is getting along and everyone's happy and everyone likes them. This is the year that you're realizing it's safe for you to be messy and raw and vulnerable, that the right connections will be able to hold that space, and you will experience gain when you're able to embrace that, when you're allowing yourself to allow these old wounds, old stories to come to the surface for the purpose of shedding them, for the purpose of releasing them. So as I highlighted, both your ruler Venus as well as Chiron will aspect every single Mercury retrograde this year. So Mercury will be retrograde within the fire signs. And for you, this will be concentrated within your people houses within astrology. And again, Mercury is not your ruling planet, but it aspects your ruling planet. So it's highlighted for you. And Mercury is about our speech. It's about our language, and it aspects Chiron, which is around where it is that we are healing, where it is that we are raw. So a lot of you are tapping into your voice this year. You're realizing that it's safe for you to be seen. You're having the courage to be seen within your connections. It's not easy, and there can be certain fears within you because of how it is that you were brought up or what it is that you were taught to value or to prioritize within your universe. You're realizing how uncomfortable it feels for you to voice what it is that you need or what it is that you are going through. You are not used to it. There can be a certain resistance towards allowing yourself to be seen because you're fearful around, if they see the real me, will they like me? And for some of you, it could just feel so uncomfortable being able to voice what it is that you need within connections. Like I said, Mercury is retrograde within fire signs. Fire just burns. It's raw. It's authentic. And that's the spark that you're tapping into this year, Libra. You're finding your voice. You're finding your autonomy. And you're being reborn. So Libra, a year is a long time, and there are a ton of transits within 2024, but I wanted to share a couple of other big picture themes that you can expect within your universe based on some of the other shifts that are occurring. So one being is I do see that there is this major theme of power struggles within your family, and this could be within your immediate family. It can be quite literal, fights over property, or maybe where it is that you're standing around within connections has to do with family and they're not used to you having boundaries. They're not used to you fighting back. Maybe that's where you're feeling the South Node energy. But some of you could just be butting up against the way that things are done, or the certain psychological habits that your upbringing has ingrained within you. And the reason I highlight this is because in the year 2024, Pluto will dip back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius. So it's wrapping up a journey that it's been on since 2008 of being in Capricorn. And so for you, this is in your 4th house. So taking some time to observe this story that is coming to a close for you this year, Libra. And this story is around essentially releasing and shedding generational cycles and patterns, power struggles, and how they've reverberated within your family unit, as well as just observing how your upbringing, your roots have shaped and molded your psyche, and being able to uninstall any programming that is installed into your psyche that you don't want to take with you. These Pluto themes will be particularly activated if you do have Libra placement at 29 degrees. You'll be having a Pluto transit this year. You've had a couple already, and that story wraps up this year. And when it comes to Pluto energy, you are being reborn, honestly. Pluto is about transformation, and Pluto is wrapping up a journey at the very base of your chart. When I think about the 4th house, where it's transiting from a whole sign perspective, 4th house is the roots of the tree. It's what people don't see of us, right? They just see the leaves. And again, you're Libra, you're pretty, you're polished, you got it all together, right? They don't see your past. They don't see what it is that you have gone through. I'm hearing that song, Glass Walls by Dunya, and she says, "You think that I'm pretty? Damn, you should see my soul. You should see my past. You should see the days so low that they could have been my last." But they don't see that. They just see the glitz and the glam. Damn. That's what I'm hearing within my mind. And I think it's a very Libra song, because again, you've been taught and ingrained that it's the most important thing to maintain appearances. It's the most important thing to be pretty and popular and liked. It's the most important thing to be easygoing and palatable and nice, no matter what you had to give up of your own personal autonomy or your own needs. The appearances were more important. And with Pluto at the base of your chart, you have gone through a lot since 2008. And maybe you haven't allowed people to see that, but you've really transformed yourself. For some of you, you could have gone through grief within your family. For some of you, you could have made the decision to cut your family off. For some of you, there could have been power struggles as it relates to family, or again, just an internal battle around observing ways that you see yourself because of how your family brought you up. And with the energy of Pluto wrapping up its journey within this sector, you are being reborn to a certain degree. And the gift that Pluto gives you when it leaves the angular house is that it gives you the gift of resilience. And you are a resilient soul, Libra. You're tapping into your strength. And so you're wrapping up this journey. Again, it could have been private. It could have had to do with your emotional state. You could have been battling some major mental health struggles. You could have been navigating intense grief. You could have been navigating intense drama and conflict within family members. Some of you are used to being the family mediator, the one who keeps the peace. And for some of you, you're no longer wanting to play that game any longer. And that could be creating strife within the family unit because of how they have come to rely on you. And that could be creating family strife. And so within 2024, Pluto starts the year in Capricorn. It re-enters Aquarius January 20th. It stays there most of the year and then returns back to Capricorn September, October, and November, where you can feel the wrapping up of this transformation that has been underway since 2008 around your emotional state, around your family dynamics, around your relationship to your past. And with Pluto entering Aquarius, some of you are moving through this transformation around what it is that you are looking for within romance. I want to say that firstly, because with North Node in Aries in the 7th house and Pluto entering the 5th house, some of you are fundamentally transforming what it is that you are looking for within relationships. With this energy of North Node in Aries within the 7th, you could be finding that you're wanting to have more fun within your connections. You're wanting to allow your desires to be seen. And with the energy of Pluto in 5th house, you can be fundamentally rethinking what it is that you want from a romantic relationship. Maybe now that you no longer tether your own self-worth to them, you're playing with, what is it that I want? how is it that I want to feel good? Like, you're taking your power back, and that could echo into fifth house themes, which has to do with romance, flirting, things of that nature, as well as creativity and children as well. Pluto's settling in here until 2043, so don't expect all of these themes to surface this year, but some of you might go through a transformation as it relates to children. Some of you might find that you are transforming through becoming a parent of some sort. Some of you can be transforming within your intimacy, within your connection. Some of you, as I highlighted, could be psychologically transforming what it is that you are looking for and attracted to within your romantic connections. And another big picture theme that I see that the Libras are moving through in the year 2024 is this theme of surrender and trust. I see this because from the beginning of the year till March 25th, Jupiter will be in your fellow Venusian sign Taurus, which for you is in your 8th house. And you can experience unexpected gain in the beginning portion of the year. You can find that the universe is like low-key your sugar daddy, and that random money is showing up, random checks in the mail, random streams of support being available to you. And support shows up in many ways other than money. It could even just be wanting to go to a concert and your friend happens to be giving away concert tickets. It could be wanting a certain product and it happens to go on sale that particular day. Honoring all of the different ways that abundance is flowing to you, Libra. Do not stagnate the flow of energy through only expecting it to come through one vehicle or one vessel. And while I'm talking about money, I want to extend that to everything. Like, really allow the universe to show up for you, because if you are so dead set around, okay, I want marriage but with this person, or I want a thriving career but only with this company, like, you are blocking the blessings that the universe is trying to pour on you. It's important to be open. It's important to have trust. It's important to have surrender and to allow yourself to receive. I guarantee, even if things look like they are not ideal for you, it is setting you up for something better. It's important to have trust and surrender within your connections. If you are married, again, I'm not saying everybody is going through a breakup this year. Some of you are finding your voice within your marriage. This is what I need. And your spouse might get an income boost in the beginning portion of the year. Maybe you're allowing yourself to be taken care of within your connection. You're allowing them to buy you more things or to support you more so with this energy. It's about surrendering to the universe, certainly, but also surrendering to the connections that can hold that space for you. And in April, your spouse could get an unexpected boost in income with Jupiter on Uranus. Your partner could win the lottery. Your partner can get an unexpected check, an unexpected inheritance. They could have an investment skyrocket or do well. If you are not married with Jupiter Uranus, you can find that there's an unexpected inheritance that comes your way, unexpected gain from others, somebody who wants to invest within you. Uranus is an expect the unexpected sort of energy, and you're definitely getting unexpected money or support coming your way from others, certainly with that energy. Then towards the end of the year, there's this energy around exploration. You're wanting to find your own North Star. You're wanting to find your own connection to a bigger picture. And we see this with Jupiter entering Gemini. Now, this is not particularly good news for the planet of luck and abundance. Jupiter does not enjoy being in Gemini. Gemini is much too mercurial for its taste. But I will say, when we consider that Jupiter trines Pluto in June, this creates a grand air trine with your Libra placements, especially if you have Libra placements towards the beginning part of Libra, especially if you have any Libra placements at 1 degree Libra, okay? That is major blessings. And it's linking Jupiter in the 9th house, which is about higher education. It's about traveling. It's about getting out there and figuring out, what do I believe in? Now that I'm centering myself within my connections, now that I'm letting go of outdated ways of being around molding myself around what other people wanted me to be, what's my big picture? What's my sense of meaning? I see that some Libras are exploring, you're socializing, you're flirting, you are traveling and meeting people, you're meeting people at school, you are getting more spiritual, you're learning a new spiritual modality with Jupiter and Gemini in the 9th house. And with it trine Pluto, it could be something that's fun. You could be creatively expressing yourself on a trip, but writing poetry. You could be getting your master's in creative writing You could be learning tarot and it's something you like to do. You can be learning an instrument and finding that you're able to connect. You really are moving into this energy around being open. Like the more that you lean into this muscle around surrender and trust, the more you find that synchronistic magical doors are opening. And there does feel to be this really divine flow of energy coming into your existence. So like I said, you will feel that grand air trine, which links all air placements if you have Libra placements at 1 degrees. But if you have any Libra placements between 0 to 21 degrees, Jupiter in Gemini, which will transit your 9th house, will trine your Libra placements, which should give this energy of openness, of gain. So again, fear not if the beginning portion of the year, it's more around releasing things and choosing self-love with your ruling planet as a morning star, because it really feels like the latter half of the year, a lot of doors are opening, a lot of expansion is occurring, a lot is unfolding for you. So it's important to have that trust in the interim. And the last big picture theme, Libra, does have to do with work and service and day-to-day and health, which I know we haven't really talked a lot about those themes. A lot of your life school this year is in different arenas of life, but I do want to say there is an emphasis there. And the reason I say that is because Saturn will be in Pisces, which is transiting your 6th house. And Neptune is also likely there. And so for some of you, you could have found that random sensitivities, random dietary restrictions that feel murky and confusing could have come to the surface within the recent past. And with Saturn in the 6th house, some of you could be really wanting to do the work to get to the bottom of what am I allergic to? What's not sitting right with my digestion? Like with Saturn in the 6th house, some of you can be putting in some work in order to improve your health. And if that's not the case for you, some of you can be just wanting to get more fit. You're wanting to take better care of yourself. I see a lot of Libras can lose weight this year. If you want to, only do so in healthy ways, please. But because like I said, Saturn in the 1st house, it could be a little bit of a vacuum sensation. 1st house is our physical vessel. 6th house is essentially the treatment of our body. With Saturn 6th house, typically there can be a stricter dietary regimen and stricter exercise, things of nature. So with the combination, I just want to let you know, Libra, if you do want to lose weight, get fit, there's a lot aligning in the cosmos that is supportive of that. But really with Saturn in the 6th house, you're really wanting to streamline your habits. For some of you, you might start to feel some consequences of your bad habits around, wow, I've smoked these vapes for years and years and years, and this is finally the year that I'm having a hard time breathing, right? Like you can start to feel the consequences because that's the energy of Saturn. And like I said, Neptune's there, and these energies are very different than one another. Neptune is where it is that we have rose-colored glasses and idealize. So with Neptune in the 6th, some of you have been like, I smoke a vape a day, but it's fine. And with Saturn, it's like realizing, no, this is not fine. I need to invest energy in order to positively impact my health. Like some of you are getting serious about your health this year, wanting to get to the bottom of ongoing health struggles or dietary restrictions, or just putting in the effort to have a healthier diet and exercise routine. Also, you guys are really busy. And I think that's why you're having this no BS approach with relationships, because you don't have time for the BS. You've dealt with too much of it. With Saturn in the 6th house, you have to get so organized about your time this year. You have a lot of pressures on you. You have a lot of responsibilities. I will let you know, I'm a Virgo rising, so I just wrapped up this transit, and the entire time I felt like I was fist fighting time. I'm not kidding. You have to get so organized and responsible about where your time is going, which is why you are drawing your energy back to people who you always show up for, who don't do the same for you, because you literally don't have the time for it. And Saturn makes us get very realistic about the finite capacity that we have, that we cannot be everything to everybody. And you cannot give your time to everybody. You have to be discerning around where your time is going. And Saturn 6th house is supportive of that. You also will be working with the sector of your chart a lot next year as well, and you might get the preview of some of those themes around the lunar eclipse on September 17th. So this one's in Pisces, which is why I didn't talk about it earlier. It'll land in this sector, and there can be certain reveals, certain health reveals, or certain even reveals at work, okay? Saturn in 6th house, you have a lot of responsibilities, you have a lot on your plate, okay? And with the lunar eclipse in Pisces, there can be reveals around coworkers or around health themes or around small animals, sixth house themes. Pay attention to what comes up in that eclipse in September, because that can be a harbinger for what your work will be moving into the following year. But overall, this is an important year to be discerning around where your time and energy is going, around investing in your health, okay? Health is wealth. And also honoring the other sneaky ways that health integrates into our world, because it's beyond even just eating right and working out, right? There's other things that have detrimental effects on our health, which is stress. If you're someone who takes on everybody else's work within the workplace, maybe North Node in Aries is asking for you to assert yourself there, right? If you're not feeling that with interpersonal connections, also honor where it is that you could be being a pushover, not enacting boundaries at work, okay? And with Saturn 6th house, you might be observing how you're getting headaches, you're getting backaches, you don't have time for everything because you're taking on everything for everyone. This is not a year that you can be everything for everyone. And I do think a lot of you are tapping into your fire this year. A placement that I don't talk about often, but I just want to lightly pepper in here, is that Lilith does enter Libra this year. If you're not familiar with Lilith, Lilith is a very rebellious, wild energy. It's about reclaiming our power and reclaiming our desires and not submitting to what other people want us to be. And so I just want to say, some of you could be embodying your inner Lilith this year around you're not taking any crap from anyone this year, Libra. And I personally am here for it. So in summary, I want to take you through basically the outer planets, where they're transiting, and letting you know some themes that you can expect. So Libra, with Jupiter transiting Taurus in the beginning portion of the year, be open to unexpected blessings from other people, from the universe, from donors, from investors. Really be open to receive and surrender, and notice all the good that flows into your life when you stop forcing, when you allow the people who want to leave, and allow the people who want to flow in to flow in. Then Jupiter will enter Gemini, which for you expands your 9th house, indicating in the latter portion of the year, you can benefit from traveling, from expanding out of your comfort zone, from asking yourself deeper philosophical, spiritual questions, from enrolling in higher education, from seeking wisdom from spiritual mentors, in communicating and connecting with individuals who have similar spiritual beliefs, such as getting involved within a church or within an institution or something of that nature. With North Node going into your 7th house, Aries, South Node in your 1st house, Libra, allowing the universe to show you who people are, and knowing that you deserve to advocate for your needs within connections. You are tapping into your voice, you're tapping into your agency, and you are allowing yourself to pull in your raw vulnerabilities within your connections. With Saturn transiting the 6th house, you are having to get disciplined and discerning about where your time is going, around how you are treating your body, around how you are maintaining the small facets of your day-to-day. With Uranus transiting the 8th house, be open to unexpected gain, be open to unexpected blessings, be open to unexpected support. With Neptune in the 6th house, be mindful of any martyrdom that leaks into your workplace. People pleasing and looking for validation doesn't just show up within romantic relationships and friendships, it also makes its way within our workplace as well, so being mindful of that. With Chiron in the 7th house, you are healing your connections. You are healing where it is that you felt you've had to suppress your you-ness in order to keep your relationships alive. Any connection where you have to kill off parts of yourself to keep the connection alive is not a relationship you need to be in, Libra, and that's what you're learning this year. Editing Haley here. I apologize for the interruption. I just completely forgot about some planets. So I wanted to share that Uranus and Taurus will be transiting through the 8th house throughout the entirety of the year, bringing unexpected gains, unexpected events as it relates to shared resources, merging, things of that nature. And with Neptune transiting the 6th house, there can be a tendency to idealize your day-to-day, pack on more than you can physically handle, which again, with Saturn there, really strive to see that arena of your life clearly, really see where your time is going. Sometimes Neptune can make us a little bit more laissez-faire about being compassionate and taking on and taking on and taking on, but Saturn's there as well, keeping you in check. Pluto will transit Capricorn and Aquarius, which is your 4th house and 5th house respectively, with Pluto and Capricorn tying up a story that has had to play out with transforming beyond cycles of your family. So in closing, Libra, I want to support you by offering some soul-centered celestial affirmations that you're welcome to take on if they're supportive for you and your year ahead. I went ahead and wrote them down within a PDF that I've linked within the description, where you can utilize these affirmations either in a digital context by saving it onto your desktop, or you could even print it if it is something that is supportive for you. And these are written in alignment with the transits that you are experiencing to continue to tune into the highest vibration of these transits and how they can unfold for you. So important to know that the universe is working for you, not against you, even if to a surface level or even in the moment it looks like the world's against you. This is important here to honor that bigger picture trust within the universe and the cycles that are playing out at this time. So these affirmations are designed for you to continue to hold that vision for the highest manifestation of what is coming into your life and what is departing your life within the year 2024. So the affirmations are as follows. I relax into the flow of the universe. I invite the souls who will accelerate my growth. It is safe for me to assert what it is that I need. I advocate for my desires. My vulnerability is my strength. It is safe for me to be raw. I am honest with myself and I'm honest with others. I am willing to let go of all that does not serve me any longer. I am open to authentic, heart-centered connections. My relationships are balanced and symbiotic. I am open to unexpected gain. I surrender to the universe. I have utter trust in my journey. I am open to new experiences that widen my perspective. I am discerning of where my time goes. I treat my body with love and respect. I embrace my shadow side. I am open to transformation. It is safe for me to center my own desires within my experience. And I'll leave it there, Libra, because I just feel like that's so important to tell you moving into 2024 is that you matter. Your desires matter. What frustrates you matters. Your comfort matters. Your needs matter within a connection. And this is a year of really stepping into that. And yes, it's about allowing yourself to be supported with North Node going into the 7th house, Jupiter transiting the 8th for a portion of the year. This is a time to allow yourself to be shown up for, to surrender into your connections, but also honoring that when it comes to relationships, you need to show up as your authentic self, as your rawest self, as your most vulnerable self, because you matter. Every bit of you, not just the pretty parts, the polished parts, the perfect parts, the part of you that makes you feel like you have to be the put together Libra all of the time. The raw parts matter too. And this year about stepping into that. So my loves, my Instagram handle is @HaleyCometAstrology. My TikTok is the same. Make sure to come back to check out your other placements if they are not live. And I would love to know what you thought. It is such an honor that I got to share with you your transits. I've been having so much fun with this series, and I want to just quickly let you know my intention with it. I thought of this series because I wanted to do something to give back to my community, because it's been such an amazing year, and I cannot believe that we reached 30,000 subscribers this year. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and oftentimes I celebrate milestones with a giveaway, but I really was sitting with the question, how could I give something that every single person on my channel, every single person who helped me reach this milestone could benefit from? So I wanted to do this to be the closest to a personal reading that you could get, even if you don't have the financial resources to be able to get that from an astrologer at this time. Being able to put together your rising sign horoscope and sun sign horoscope should dial you into the major themes and help you prepare for and align with 2024. So think of this series as a heart offering from my heart to yours. I'm wishing you such a magical 2024, Libra, and until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay cosmic.